What's up, you guys? I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre. Welcome back to the channel and this Apex Legends video. Today we're going to be talking about our new legend, Loba, the translocating thief. An extremely powerful legend with an awesome toolkit full of fancy toys. Now really quick, before we get into the video, if you're interested in staying up to date on everything Apex Legends, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell, especially with the weekly updates to the season quest we'll be receiving. I'll be here to help you guys break down how each of those pieces of lore fit into the greater Apex universe. But today, we're talking about Loba, the translocating thief, our first loot-based legend that has one of the most powerful mobility-based tacticals in the game. But first, her passive is the ability to see epic and legendary loot through walls. That's right, she can see purple and golden gear through walls, and when she's about 15 meters away, can ping that item for her teammate. The range of this ability is the exact same as her ultimate that we'll talk about later. It's about 80 meters in a radius around her. It's a really far distance away. It can really help you prioritize your loot search and get you guys the best items in the game before anybody else does. You can also use this to help pinpoint enemies. I'm actually able to tell that there's an enemy in the building next to me because I notice a purple backpack disappear off of the ground with my passive ability. So that knowledge is super vital, and if you're paying attention, you can get the drop on people and they have no idea how you found out they were there. And then in any RNG based game where these special items are placed can be pretty random, out in the middle of nowhere. So just having the ability to spot like that gold backpack or that gold shield from like 80 meters away, super powerful. Now onto that tactical ability, which is the teleportation bracelet she's got. It can be thrown a really far distance. However, you're totally vulnerable while it's in the air. When it hits the ground, you'll instantly teleport to that location. This can be thrown through windows as well. You have to be very accurate because if you just hit the front of the whittle, it'll bounce off. But if you toss it just right, you can zap yourself inside a building. You can also stop this before it hits the ground by pressing the right trigger. As the bracelet travels through the air, you'll see this orange line on the ground, and that tells you exactly where you're going to drop at if you pull the trigger. So timing this right can get you into some really tricky places. If this doesn't work for whatever reason, the bracelet will automatically teleport back to you, and you can give it another try. And this is an extremely powerful movement-based ability that's useful in so many situations. Like right here, I notice I'm outnumbered in this fight, so I get out of there using my translocating bracelet. Suddenly I'm 100 meters away and I'm safe from the enemies. Or you can use it in kind of like a rapid scenario. Like right here, I just get done with a little fight, and so I'm a little bit low on health. An enemy team hits us with grenades, and so I use a very rapid teleport toss and then hit the trigger really quick so I can get just far away enough from those grenades in order to not get hit with them. This also gets me into a safe space to pull off my heals. Not only is it useful for escaping though, it's super useful for attacking and flanking. Like right here in this moment, there's an enemy team that's behind those walls, so I teleport up on top of the walls to get my perfect both high ground and flanking position on the enemy, making these guys an easy squad wipe. I have to tell you, I have had so much fun with this ability. It's so easy to push people who are low. You know they're low, you just zap right over to them and you get them before they get their heals off. To balance out those strengths, they've given it some weaknesses. When using the bracelet and immediately after your teleport, you cannot access your guns. So if you're not careful about where you put your bracelet at, you can leave yourself a sitting duck to an easy attack, as you just saw right there. And I've done it to myself before. I've overextended my push and got myself in a bad situation and knocked. And if you're not careful, you can end up 100 meters from your teammate and they can be nowhere near you to help you out in that bad situation you've gotten yourself into. So you gotta be careful as a Loba main. Gotta be careful about those things. But overall, it's definitely one of the most fun abilities that I've experienced in Apex Legends. I think even more fun than Pathfinders. I just used it to get myself out of that life or death situation right there. The circle was coming in against my back. The enemy team was right in front of me, but I was able to translocate away. I'm able to translocate away and flank that enemy team, knocking down one and then another teammate, and then finally finishing them off and getting the champion. I am in love with this ability. But we're not even done yet. We haven't even gotten to Loba's ultimate, which is the Black Market Boutique. This ability allows Loba or any other legend, friend or foe, to access any loot within the radius of the black market. Shows it on the minimap. This can be backpacks, ammunition, weapons, shields, all kinds of stuff. It's a very distinctive ability. There's a loud sound, blast, a big blue wave of light that goes out. So you definitely let everybody know you're there when you use it. And then when you're using it, it actually makes all of the loot in the area within the radius float off the ground. So anybody who's there can tell that someone is accessing the black market. It does have a couple limitations. You cannot access a closed care package. I tried this, that care package ahead of me just landed, and I tried to access it with the black market, but I could not. However, if somebody was there trying to open it, you could feasibly steal whatever they had if you're sitting there at your black market waiting for them to open it. You can also use this ability to help get a recently revived friend looted. That Pathfinder just rezzed him, put down the black market so he could get back up and looted really fast. Another way you can use this is potentially start the game immediately on one of these brand new ultimate charge towers. Charge up your ultimate and then place it and pick up the best shield and best gun in the area before anybody else gets to them. Now, we have only just started to witness what is possible with Loba, and so you want to be on the lookout for crazy plays being played with this girl. The way you want to fight enemy Lobas is to keep an eye out for both their tacticals and their ultimates. If they place their ultimates, especially in the final circle areas, they could be going for shield swap plays because you can access any and all shields within the area, giving you 2 potential shield swaps with that ultimate. You also want to keep an eye out for that distinctive trail right there. I saw her use her teleportation bracelet by the blue trail and listen for that sound of the bracelet flying through the air. I'm able to knock her down a little bit, get some damage on her, and then I push her with my own bracelet, and so she's terrified. She gets herself out of position. She actually used her teleportation in a bad way and got herself really far away from her friend, who then is by herself to fight. In the end, against 2 people, ends up losing. And that just goes to show you it's not just the Legend's abilities that make them powerful or not. It's how you use them. You can either get yourself into a good position with Loba, or you can get yourself into a bad position with Loba. And we have only just begun to see the level of outplays that are capable with this new Legend. We've only just begun to see how she is going to affect the story and lore and the future of this game, because she is the driving force behind this season quest for the Broken Ghost. And like I said, if you want to stay up to date on those weekly story bits, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because I'll be right here to help you figure out how each piece of the puzzle fits together. I can't wait to share all that with you guys. In the meantime, I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre, and I'm out.